Welcome to PlayBranson, the show about the shows where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. I'm your host, Chris Meyer. On today's show, our guest is Mel Barber with Ozark Country at the Grand Country Music Hall. Now, it's his first time on the show, so I look forward to getting to know him better and hearing his story. Today's episode is brought to you by iBranson.com, where you can plan your entire Branson vacation, lodging, shows, and attractions. So be sure to visit iBranson.com. We'll be back with Mel Barber from Ozark's Country in just a minute. You may be sitting in your hotel room tonight saying, who is playing where tonight in Branson? Well, guess what? If you go to thevacationchannel.com, you can see Branson show and attraction schedules. Just click on the schedule button in the top right corner and you'll see who's playing tonight in Branson. Hey folks, welcome back to PlayBranson. On today's show, for the first time, I have Mel Barber. Did I get that right?
Yep, that is it. That is it. Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. So glad to be here, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And so you've been an entertainer in Branson for a long time.
Yeah. I came up here in 96, actually, from Nashville. Matt Davenport Productions was doing a country show out at Silver Dollar City. And he wanted to bring some folks from there. So I was down at Echo Hollow. They had just revamped it at that time. And I came into town and did that and kind of got started. I was all over that park in a couple of years doing different shows, and I had a lot of fun.
So take us back before you came to Branson and talk about how you got into this business and your musical journey.
Yeah, well, I had an uncle that played guitar, and I always wanted to play guitar like him, so I started doing that and singing around Opry's in the Kansas City area. I'm from Excelsior Springs, Missouri, which is up that way. And there were a bunch of small Opry's. I'd do that on the weekends whenever I got a chance, and then I auditioned for Opryland in Nashville.
Yes.
So I auditioned. I ended up making it. They had a nationwide tour. So I went down there. I actually had to fly back for my graduation.
In high school?
In high school. So I went down. I was in rehearsals, took a day, flew back, graduated, and then flew back to Nashville. And then I was there for several years until Matt asked me to come out. I did a couple of national tours doing the history of country music with Matt. And that's where actually I met my wife, Kimberly, who also does shows here at Down Home Country. She does that show. And so I started doing that. I did a bunch of shows here in town. I was there doing that. Silver Dollar City, I did the saloon show out there. I came into town. I did 50s at the Hop.
Oh, yeah.
I was there for a little while. I did Shoji Tabuchi show. I was in that show for a little while.
And when you're in these different shows, are you singing? Are you playing instruments? Like, tell people what you're doing.
Yeah, I've ended up doing a little bit of everything. You know, I sing and I did a little bit of acting. We were over at the Mansion Theater. I was there and I was part of the production team when they brought in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Celebrate America. We did those shows. So in that one, there was a little bit more acting and singing involved. We went over. I was actually part of the cast that opened up Dick Clark's theater when that first started. I was part of the team that helped write that show and get that one going. So I think I got to do a little bit of guitar in that one. I'm more of a rhythm guitarist. I'm not the lead guy for sure. But I've done a little bit of all of those. Out at Silver Dollar City, the saloon show, if you've ever been out to that, that's more, comedy, vaudeville type thing. So I got to do a little bit more of that sort of thing. But I've done a little bit of all of those. I went out on the road, like I said, and did the history of country music, came back into town. Silver Dollar City has had my wife and I out there, and we have been doing out of the gazebo, sometimes some of the other theaters, just a duo, the two of us singing, and I play guitar on that. And so it's a fun time. Like I said, we've done so many things out on the road. I'm trying to think of which shows here in town that I've forgotten. But
you're really talking over 30, almost 30 years in Branson, and a lot of people. You're still out at Silver Dollar City today, but also in town. And what we've seen is a lot of people maybe even started at Silver Dollar City, but then kind of came to Branson. People like the Haygoods or the Hughes, even like different different folks but you're kind of doing both.
Yeah.
You know?
I've done a little bit of everything. Like I said, there's just, gosh, so many shows. I forgot to mention, I spent 15 years actually at Sight and Sound.
Okay.
You know, up until just a couple of years ago, but I was part of that cast as well. And then I moved over to more of the production side over there as the cast and stage management supervisor too. So you learn so many things as you go along, and a lot of times you just look for what is that thing that's going to be helpful, what's going to, you know, where am I needed now.
Yeah.
So
Well, it sounds like you have a variety of things that you can do. I mean, based on just what you told us.
Hey, it's always good to have an extra skill set somewhere. You know, I've played in bands around town, you know, I've sat in playing bass, you know, different places, you know, wherever it is and whatever it is that's needed. You jump right on in and be ready to go. You know?
So when you were in high school and you said you got this job at Opryland, did you like, hey, I want to make this my career? Way back then you had determined that already?
Yeah, I actually, my summer job used to be, when I was 15, I started at Worlds of Fun up in Kansas City. And I did that, and I just got the bug. You know, it was the same thing. I loved doing it. I didn't know how long it was going to last, you know, but I liked doing it, you know. And that's at 18, I moved to Nashville because of that, you know.
Yeah.
You know, did some recording and different things like that, but you just kind of fall in. When I came to Branson, you know, and I know I've seen other folks who've talked about it, there are so many opportunities here and so many different shows that you can do. You kind of go, okay, well, I guess you can do this, you know, for a long time, which I've done it for a long time now.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you mentioned 50s at the Hop, right?
Yeah.
But then we also had in Branson, we had Lost in the 50s. And so both of those were pretty big 50 shows for quite a long time, had long runs in Branson.
Yeah, and those are such fun shows. Yeah, it's we were down at the mall when we first did that show. That's actually when Kimberly came here. My wife came to Branson. I had known her in Nashville, and we'd been friends for a long time. But she came up and did that show as well. And man, that show, we had a lot of liberty to have fun, you know, on there. And it just reminds you, you know, if you're having fun, everybody else is going to have fun, you know.
So when you're out at Silver Dollar City during the day on the gazebo, what kind of music are you guys performing there?
We're mostly doing classic country when we're out there, you know. Sometimes it's folk or different things like that. But yeah, it's so fun to do that one. A lot of the shows are book shows, and they give you, hey, here's what we want you to sing. Here's what we're presenting. That one is about us, you know, what do we like? They want us to represent that classic country, which we love. We grew up, when I was little, we lived out on a farm, and the only thing that I could get that was any fun was either the Muppet Show or the Grand Ole Opry. So that formed me for the rest of my life. But yeah, we get to pick who we like, you know, songs we know that we're going to sing well. And the fun thing there is it's an intimate sitting where we get to sit there and talk about our lives, talk about why this song is important to us, you know, and I think that makes it a lot of fun for us, and it makes a different kind of connection.
You know, you talked about growing up, and you just had a few options, you know, to listen to music, and music I think was so important back a lot further back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Well, now it's totally changed with the internet and XM radio, and people can listen to really all different types of music.
Yeah.
Much more than they could have 40 years ago.
Oh, for sure. And I think that's reflected in a lot of, my heart's always with country music for me. It's just how I grew up. You know, I'd drive around in my pop's truck with an 8-track playing. I thought there was a stop in the middle of every song that you heard. But, you know, I grew up with that, and there was also the 80s when there was pop music going on. So I have a connection to some of that stuff and that rock stuff from the 80s. And, you know, I used to walk into, you know, a big record store, and I'd leave out with Newgrass Revival and, you know, Motley Crue or something like, you know.
There's a big variety
you
right
know
there.
what I mean? It just, you know, if something hit me and it was done well and it touched you in some way, then that's what you want to do, you know, and it's fun to be able to sing those things too.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, folks, this is going to be a good place for us to stop. Hang tight. We'll be right back. More with Mel and his show, Ozark's Country, at the Grand Country Music Hall. So hang tight. Have you seen our new PlayBranson magazine? Well, if you're in town and you want to know more about Branson's shows, attractions, golf, the lakes, and more, you need to get the PlayBranson magazine. It's free. It's located all over town in racks, so be sure to pick up the PlayBranson magazine. Going to Branson for some relaxation and fun? You've got to stay with Branson's award-winning hotel family, Meyer Hotels. Meyer Hotels features 4 hotels in Branson with the best locations for your trip. Choose from brands you know and trust, like the Holiday Inn Express on Green Mountain Drive, the Best Western Centerpoint Inn, Comfort Inn at Thousand Hills, and the Comfort Inn and Suites. Enjoy refreshing indoor pools and hot tubs. Do you like free? How about a free hot breakfast each morning? Free vacation planning services, and of course, smiles are always free. Want even more value? Go to MeyerHospitality.com and join our e-club to save 15% off your next stay and check out incredible deals with our vacation packages. Call 1-877-FUN-STAY to book Branson's award-winning hotels or visit MeyerHospitality.com. It's your safe choice for award-winning lodging in Branson. MeyerHospitality.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to PlayBranson. Today's show, I've got Mel Barber's first time on the show, and you are in a show at the Grand Country Music Hall called Ozark's Country.
Yes.
And that is only one day a week.
One day a week. Yep. You got to catch us when you can.
Yes.
It's so much fun. It's challenging sometimes with that. You know, you make a mistake and you got a week to think about it and try to remember what you did. But it's so much fun. We get together on Sunday nights, and kind of like we were talking about in the last segment, the cool thing about that is you get to choose the songs. You know, it'll be like, hey, we need an upbeat song here, and you get to sit down and go, okay, what's something that I do well? What's something that I have fun singing, you know, that I think everybody else is going to like? And we get together, we sit down, we talk about what songs will work together, and it just makes it so much more fun. Like I said, it's always fun to get to sing and perform, but when you get to kind of have your own boots in it, you know, so to say.
So talk about the, like, what people can expect from the show, and then who's in the show as well.
Oh my goodness. It's, that, like I said, it's a fun, it's more of an upbeat show, you know, like I'm doing a lot more like Travis Tritt kind of stuff, you know, a little bit more on the edge that way. But then we also jump back, you know, the Ballou sisters are in the Tammy and Tanya, and their family is the Baldknobbers. They're actually related to that family. And so we pay tradition. They were on the road for several years with Mel Tillis. So we'll do some of the stuff that he used to do, you know, we'll throw that in. Man, it's just such a fun show. Like I said, with so many things that we get to choose from. And we get it once a week, so it's a different kind of energy that way too.
Now, is there a comedy as part of the show?
Yeah. We've got Droopy Drawers in the show.
Droopy Drawers.
Yeah, he's in
Branson legend.
Branson legend. That's right, man. And he's out there all the time, man. It's so fun just to get to sit backstage and talk to him. But it's another one of those things. You know, some shows do, some shows don't. But we go out at intermission and we just get a chance to talk to everybody. And you know, standing next to him sometimes, you know, there's so many people who have seen him for years and years and that he's known. But yeah, it's just so fun to get to talk through, you know, what are we going to do, especially doing it again once a week. Sometimes there are always surprises. Something ends up happening just a little bit different, you know, and that's the fun of live theater as well. But
yeah, now some people might be saying, why only one day a week? And that's because you're playing the night that the people that play all week are taking a night off, right?
Yeah.
And they keep that theater going all the time.
It's going the whole time, man. And you know, and then there's you know, outside there's a restaurant, there's the buffet out there, there's indoor golf, so there are things to do within that complex there.
Right.
But we want to make sure that people have a variety of things to choose from, you know. And so we have a lot of fun on Sundays.
Yeah, so Grand Country Music Hall, folks, they have a ton of different shows there. We've featured a lot of those entertainers. So if you want to see what some of the other entertainers are on those shows, be sure and go to our past episodes. We'll be back in just a second to wrap the show up. You know, we often provide tips on how to make your Branson vacation better. So have you guys seen the Flavor of Branson magazine? Now, if you're in town and you want to know more about Branson's restaurants, this is the most complete guide for dining. And guess what? It's free. It's located all over town in racks, and it will help save you money. Stretch those vacation dollars even further. There are about 20 coupons in the back. It lists all the restaurants and categories. And so check this out. Be sure to check it out in the lobby of your hotel.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. You can find Mel Barber at either the Grand Country Music Hall Sundays at 7 p.m. or you might be able to catch him out at Silver Dollar City as well. Now, if you need help booking tickets for Ozarks Country or any other show in Branson, be sure to call the folks at iBranson.com at 1-877-ENTERTAIN, or you can go online to iBranson.com to start planning your 2025 vacation to Branson. Now, you can always find PlayBranson episodes on social media on Facebook and our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at PlayBranson. You can also find us on thevacationchannel.com website. We want to be where you want to watch us. Please support live entertainment this week and go see a show. That's it for today, folks. We'll see you next week here on PlayBranson.